Hello everyone, Philosopher Stoner 666. So, it's been a long time since I have made a video. I've been very busy. I was teaching English in China for 2 years. The internet was shitty. And I was in Vietnam for almost another year. And a lot of life issues, stuff happening. I got really sick. Had a surgery done on my nose. You can see that nostril. Had a bunch of illnesses, blah, 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 whatever. My family pressured me to come home, my mother. And I come home around beginning of May this year. And then my mother died. So I've been dealing with that. So I guess I'm making this video because I came to sort of an epiphany, right? I've studied philosophy at University of Toronto, and I'd say starting around 2011, 2012, I started to, get into reading Emil Cioran, Thomas Ligotti, all the existentialists, atheism, Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, all that stuff, and haven't found any, arguments against it. It's sort of what I've learned to believe in. And yeah, I found that everything happening in my life is basically just verifying what these people were saying. And I'm only almost 27, and I feel like I'm tired of life already. But thing is I feel sometimes as if I've chosen the wrong team. You know what I mean? Like, the input my entire life has always been very negative, cynical. I look at my family tree and it's all fucked up. My grandmother was bipolar with depression. My mother was hospitalized for depression. My aunt had postpartum depression. She's an alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic. I'm the combination of all these bad genes, and I'm depressive, and I even think I'm bipolar. But anyways, my spiritual epiphany is that I think I've been playing for the wrong team, in the sense that Nietzsche said, right, God is dead. But just because we kill God as a society, we get rid of the overall importance of God and secularized, whatever, at least in the West, doesn't mean we get to be God. It doesn't mean we get to be the Superman. Doesn't mean we get to live forever. We don't have power over life and death. And then if you say, yeah, well, there's no heaven, there's no afterlife, there's no this and that, all of this becomes kind of a problem, because it is, you live, you do some shit in between, and then you die. And we can't content ourselves with just eating, shitting, fucking, sleeping, and then that's it. Have some kids, then you die, and then those kids have some kids, then they die, and then those kids have some kids, and on it's been going, and the world keeps spinning. People die every day. I know I'm not anything special. I'm not anything unique. I'm not looking for sympathy, but my point is this is why I'm not surprised about religion anymore. I used to think, oh, why do people believe all this stupid junk? And I totally understand now why they believe all that stupid junk, to cope with this horrific reality we find ourselves in every day. Literally every day. The day my mom dies, next day it's the news about another mass shooting. Another celebrity dies. People dying, getting sick, all this bullshit going on in the world. And you know what? I'm not saying, oh, the world's going to shit, because the world's always been going to shit. You look at history, we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm depressed. I'm pessimistic. I'm whatever, but I feel as if, yeah, we don't get to be the God. So that's why, in the end, in the popular mind, in the public, I feel as if, atheism and stuff, it's always going to lose, because even if we improve the quality of life, we haven't changed anything. Nothing has changed. When I was, if modern medical science hadn't been around when I was a kid, I would have been dead probably. I had ear infections. I had all health problems. I've had health problems my whole life, but aided sometimes by my own poor choices. But still, I'm not well. My father's not well. Medical science keeps us alive. So we have this artificial longer lifespan and tons of leisure time. And in a certain way I am different. I'm abnormal for most people because my life, my mother made me feel special and she gave me everything. Literally everything I have. And she used to like yell at me and stuff if I'd want to do dishes or help her in the kitchen. I literally didn't have to do a thing. I could just play computer games. So I had a lot of idle time to watch a lot of entertainment. I mean, I watched, The Seventh Seal by Ingmar Bergman. Very depressing film if you haven't seen it. Yeah. My mother was hung up and obsessed about death. Both of my parents pretty depressed. My dad's depressed. Whatever. Point is, though, is all this idle time to contemplate and think about all this stuff. I studied philosophy. I am a minority of people on the planet because I could sit around all day and I didn't have to do anything. So I could think of all this weird junk. And it's useless in the sense that now I'm depressed because I'm totally isolated, because I traveled, because looking for work, couldn't find work way back when I graduated university. I'm cut off. I have no roots. I have no friends. I have no one. I am alone. The only person that cares about me right now is my dad. But then even he doesn't care about me. He's punched me in the face. He's beat me up. He gives me money out of a sense of guilt because he did that shit to my mom. But really, I'm alone. And we're all kind of alone. Again, I'm not nothing special here, but I'm just going like, what the fuck? How do these people keep rationalizing and doing this shit? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I give up. But anyways, yeah, I've thought about killing myself. And I find idea of killing myself, I've thought about it many times. I've tried it once. No success with some pills. The idea, Emil Cioran said this, is the idea of suicide can give us some power. Just the concept, knowing that you can make the decision and take the steps necessary to end your own life. It'll probably be horrific, painful, whatever, but the idea can keep you going because you know you have a choice. You don't have a lot of choices in life. You don't choose where you're born, who you're born to, whatever happens in your life. You don't have a lot of real choices. You have a few. You can control stuff about yourself, but you can't control your circumstance. You can't control what's around you, right? That much. You can only control yourself. But anyways, yeah, that idea of suicide. So anyways, I've taken steps. I'm not going into elaborate detail. And I'm not promoting anybody else killing themselves because I think ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a person's, free, rational choice to do that because we didn't choose to be born. But anyways, I'm not encouraging anybody to commit suicide, but having the plan, having the concept, having the idea, knowing that when the shit totally hits the fan, I can get out of here. I find a great liberty, freedom, release in that idea. Anyways, it's just a plan that I have. Again, I'm not going into details. It's just the idea of it, the concept, you understand. If people would like to, I've been thinking about how I would do it, and if, a lot of people struggle with it and need help with it, the internet's full of shit, you search about it and it's just people telling you not to do it. And I don't want to encourage people to do it, but, there's so many problems in the world. Life's fucked. I think a lot of problems in the world is we don't want to acknowledge the meaninglessness and stupidity of all of it. So that's why there's drug addicts. That's why there's alcoholics. That's why there's all these fucking neurotic, screwed up people, myself included, because we're just going, what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? Seriously, there's no point. We can't figure out one because we're too high maintenance and like I said, had too much leisure time. So it's, but anyways, if people are looking for information or want to discuss, send me a private message and maybe I can help you out. Or, I find talking to people, I'm so desperate I'm craving social connection with people. And you can't talk in this society. We abuse language. You can't talk about death. You can't talk about your grief. You can't cry. You can't do anything. Nobody cares. You'll read some optimistic book and they'll tell you, smile, say hello to people. And then you smile and you say hello. And what do? They just go. So anyways, if people are looking for, information or advice, want to talk about, if you've ever felt frustrated about killing yourself and stuff, I find it very therapeutic to talk to people myself that have tried it or have thought about it or whatever, because instead of this bullshit, namby-pamby society. So yeah, send me a message just to talk about it. And again, I'm not encouraging anybody to do it. I haven't done it yet because I don't want to hurt people in my life, like my father, even though I resent being brought into this fucked up, stupid, crazy bullshit world. I have a sentimentality. So it's only a matter of time for me if I ever do it. And my dad doesn't, maybe has a few more years. And then I'm seriously considering it. But then I even have to admit, even with the stupid plan in my head, I'm probably going to chicken out because I'm chicken. So yeah, anyways, I just like to talk about it, discuss it. It's very therapeutic. So yeah, message me. And anyways, yeah, I'm gonna try and make more videos. Have to find new things to talk about and get back into this because now that I'm back home, I don't have any worries about freedom, speech and all that junk, and I can use the internet and I don't have to use a VPN and blah 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 blah. Anyways, nah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Always end these things terrible. But yeah, I want to discuss shit with people. So I'll be making another video soon. Take it easy.